Hi all. Why it's not selfish to work on yourself. So, one of the main reasons, the main barriers to people beginning to really work on their dreams and really working on themselves is this mentality of, well, I just put everyone else first. So I'm always looking after everyone else. I'm always trying to sort and solve everyone else's problems, and there's no energy or time left for me. That's got to stop. It's got to stop right now, because the best thing that you can do for other people is look after yourself. Look after yourself, your own health, your own well-being, and to go after those dreams and goals that you have in life. And I'm going to explain why. Believe it or not, you are a member of the human race. We are all on the same team. We are all part of the same whole. No one is an island, entire of itself. Poem by John Donne, amazing poem. So you are a part of this whole, and if you are actively engaged in improving and looking after one part of this team, you are improving the team. That is just self-evident, you would hope, because often we feel like we are separate or we're somehow apart from the rest of the world, the rest of society, the rest of the human race, and you're not. You're a very integral, very important part of it, and you must look after yourself. That is one of the best things that you can do for the team, and that is how teams work. You do your bit. Your family and friends and society at large wants you to be happy and well. That's another surprise for a lot of people, because often it feels like that's not the signals you're getting, because all you're getting is aggro and stress and strife and struggle. But really, what everybody actually wants from you is for you to be happy and well. You're not going to be able to look after and be the best that you can be for everybody unless you look after yourself. If you're not looking after yourself, I mean, how much help can you be if you're sick? How much help can you be if you're frail and weak? If you're low on energy? If you're stressed out and you're miserable? It's not going to cut it to say, oh, that's just because I've been looking after everyone else. Well, that's just going to drag everyone down even lower. It's not going to help. It's not going to help. And taking the time to really work on your positivity, your optimism, on making your life the best that it can be for you, to make yourself happy, that is going to raise everyone up around you. It's like water in a dock. When the water raises, all of the ships come up. That's what it's like when you're working on yourself and you're improving your life and your life situation. It's not going to drag people down around you, it's going to bump them up. So where I was at before, obese, alcoholic, depressed, stressed out, I was in that mentality of, it's just because I'm so empathic, I just take on everyone else's problems, and I'm just so stressed out because I just put so much into my job, and blah, 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 blah. Oh, poor me, poor me. I was in this mentality that it's because I help everyone else so much. A load of rubbish. A load of absolute rubbish. I wasn't helping anyone at all. I was being selfish and annoying. That's what I was being. Whereas now, it's curious. There's this curious opposite nature to all things. This is a theory I'm working on. I don't want to go too deep into it. That's foreshadowing right there. This opposite nature of all things. Because by working on myself and seeking to improve my life and my life situation, now I'm in a position to help more people than I ever could have helped before. So it was this process of self-development and personal development that now means I can now help more people. And I have been helping more people because of this journey that I've been on. Because when you're the best that you can be, when you're really working towards it, when you're really striving towards those goals, you're striving towards those targets, it's going to improve your work massively. Everything that you do, you're just approaching it with so much more energy and vitality, and that just brings so much more joy to the world, really. It's a very positive energy to be bringing to the world, to be really enthusiastic and passionate and really going after something. So I want you to think about that goal and that target, because you've been leaving these things aside too much whilst you've been going around trying to help everyone else, and you've been leaving something undone. You've been leaving something undone, and really the world wants to see it. It really does. The world needs to see that thing that's been at the back of your mind. So it could be that you want to lose weight. It's to do with your health and your fitness, and you want to do something like that. Or maybe it's to do with your career. It's to do with your job. You're looking to progress or switch career. You need to get a qualification, something along those lines. And we always have something like this running at the back of the mind. Maybe it's a business idea. Maybe you've got this idea for this unique... Let's think of an example. So let's say you had this idea that you want to start this organic coffee shop, just a small little independent coffee trader, because you had an idea. A bit of inspiration hit you. And where does inspiration come from? Did you decide for it to arrive in your head? Did you say, right, today I'm going to have inspiration at 1 o'clock and I'm going to be inspired for this business idea? Nah, you didn't come up with it. It came from somewhere else. It came from somewhere else. A very deep, deep part of you brought this inspiration to the surface. So there is a reason that you have that inspiration, that you had that little spark of creativity. There is the ember. There it is. And you need to start feeding that flame. So let's just, this is what happens. We get that idea. Right, I want to start this organic coffee shop because there's this amazing blend of Ethiopian single origin organic coffee. And I had this idea of doing this fair trade thing, and that's what the coffee shop could be all about. It could be all about this fair trade idea, and it could be all about this idea of having this artisan coffee. And maybe you've got this image in your head of this coffee shop of, yeah, there's going to be like a little reading corner, and there's going to be a space where people can come and talk about things, and there's going to be like a place where people can share ideas, maybe a little stage where people can do music and stuff like that. And you start thinking, you start getting excited for this idea. Like, yeah, actually, I can really picture, I can really see myself working on it. And then all of a sudden, the conditioning comes in. The conditioning comes in and goes, you can't do that. You're not smart enough for that. You're not, you don't work hard enough for that. It takes a lot of work to start a business, and you don't really have any sort of business acumen. You've got no experience with starting a business. You don't have the contacts and stuff. So, you know, just can it with that. And you need to just carry on with your job at Tesco, because you're never going to do that. Now, where does that come from? Where does that come from? Because that's not you. That's not you. That's the conditioning coming in. Or maybe you overcome that conditioning. So you go, you know what? No, I need to do something. I need to do this. I need to at least start working towards it. You start working towards it, and you start talking to people about, yeah, I've got this idea for this coffee shop. And all of a sudden, then it's the external conditioning coming in. And you've got other people saying, what, you want to start a coffee shop? Okay then, sure. You've really gone mad this time. You've really lost it. Now you need to keep an eye out for people like that. You really do. You have to be vigilant. Because if you've noticed a pattern, whenever you start talking about this idea you've got, maybe I want to go to university over here. You say, what, over there? Nah, you don't want to go to that university. That's no good. Oh, that course? You don't really get a very good job out of that course, so you've got to watch out for people like that. Because if you don't have an ear out for it and you don't catch it, those people will wreck your life. Because they will keep you down and they will keep you in a little box that they can just put away to one side, put you away onto that shelf. You stay over there and you stay down. That's what they're trying to do. You must be vigilant for people like that. And if you've noticed a pattern, that every time you try and talk about something you would like to do and they deride you, they mock you, or they ignore you, those people need to be out of your life. If you want to be happy, you must surround yourself with people who are going to support, encourage, and guide you towards becoming the best that you can be. So here is why working on that goal and that project is not selfish. Full many a flower is born to bloom unseen and wastes its sweetness on the desert air. That is Elegy in a Churchyard by Thomas Gray. So again, full many a flower is born to bloom unseen and wastes its sweetness on the desert air. So translated, that means there's a desert flower. There is a flower in the desert. Nobody ever goes past it. Nobody ever sees it. Nobody ever smells it. It wasted its sweetness. It wasted its beauty and its fragrance on the desert air because nobody ever got a chance to see it. And this is what happens when you keep this goal and this dream to yourself. It just stays as a little nice idea in a box and it just stays away on a shelf somewhere. It is the flower in the desert that nobody ever got to see. The richest place is the graveyard. The richest place is the graveyard because I just think the amount of people who went to the grave with their ideas, with all of their unfulfilled potential, all of the things that they really should have brought to the world. Bring it forwards, bring it out. So many people never live up to their full potential, and that is a waste. That is such a waste. And you are one of this human race. You are, and you are deserving of the time and the attention to give to yourself. If you don't work on these things, you will never be happy. And if you're not happy, you can't bring up, inspire, and help the people around you. So stop rushing around. Stop rushing around giving all of your energy to other people, because people pick up on this. And even if you are fulfilling these unsaid contractual obligations that you have to family and friends, even if you are doing all those things, you're picking them up, you're always going to meet them even if you're tired and stressed, and you're always this shoulder to cry on, even though they're not listening to you themselves, that's got to stop. It's got to stop, because you're stressing yourself out and you're wearing yourself down, and you can't be of any value to anybody like that. So I challenge you for 1 week, every day you do something for yourself. And that does not mean you do something for yourself by having a bubble bath or indulging on cake and Prosecco or going to a spa. In my eyes, that's not self-care. That's self-destructive. What I mean by working on yourself is dig that project out. This is how you really take care of yourself. So whether it's going to hit the gym, right, turn that phone off and go and spend an hour in the gym working on your body, because that will send the signal to you. That will send the signal to you that you respect yourself, that you are strong, that you are going to put time and energy into keeping this body fit, healthy, and well. No, I don't have time for the phone. No, I don't have time to listen to your problems. No, I don't have time to be running around sorting out everyone else's life. This time is mine, and I need to work on myself. Why? Because it's important. End of story. Turn that phone off. Sorry, you're going to have to make your own dinner tonight. Maybe they need to learn how to make their own dinner. You make your own damn dinner. I've got to read this book because I want to start a business, and I need to read this book because I know that this book will give me the tools, the knowledge, the drive, the enthusiasm to get it done. So you deal with your own problems for now. You have to have this resilience and this toughness. It's very difficult to do, especially if we've been in this conditioning, this conditioned mindset that we're not allowed to do that. Because part of it, deep down, is because you lack self-esteem and you're insecure. You're worried, what are people going to say? What are people going to think? People are going to think I'm selfish if I do something like that. They won't. They won't. It's all in your mind. People will respect you if you do things like that. They will respect you for it. They'll be like, yeah, they've suddenly, I don't know what it is about this person at the minute. This is how people will talk about you if you do things like that. You turn your phone off, I'm going to smash the gym. Here's how people will talk about you. I don't know what it is about them at the moment, but they seem to have a rocket up their arse at the moment. They really are. Their energy just seems so massive, and they're looking good, because that is like, they really are smashing that gym at the moment. Or if you're working on the project and stuff, if you're working on that business idea, or if you're working on that project, that university project, whatever it is, people will watch that and they will go, yeah, good for you. Good for you. You get that done. And it makes people think then, because they start thinking, they might deride you to start with, they might mock you to start with, but you're wasting your time. What, you're working on your university stuff again? God, shouldn't you be coming out partying, because you're just wasting your life in there. At first they'll do that and you say, yeah, I ain't got time for your shit right now. I ain't got time for that because I've got to work on this. You close that door and you get working on that project. And they think, oh yeah, well, leave them to it. I'm going to go out partying then. And they might think, should I be partying though? Should I be partying? Because they're making time to work on that project. Maybe I should too. Maybe I should too. And then that's going to feed on to the next person and the next person and the next person. So in this way, do you see how that water is starting to raise up? Because now you are an example. You are setting an example. That bar is raising a little higher. It is the best thing that you can do for your family and friends around you, because it will ignite that spark inside everyone. And I think this world needs more of it. I think this world needs more energy, enthusiasm, optimism, positivity, all of that good stuff. Because if I see one more Facebook post about how smashed somebody was, how funny this hangover is, and oh, haha, how hilarious it is that I got so hammered and smashed this kebab, and how embarrassing it was, and oh my god, I text this person, and oh my god, I slept with the wrong person. It's not funny. It's not. It's got to stop at some point. And all of this, like, you just see these toxic, poisonous memes about, oh, like me running away from life's problems, ah ha ha, how funny that is. You're not sending the right signals to yourself about your self-respect, your self-esteem. Put the time in. Put the time, work, energy and effort into improving your life, because I can see so many people giving up. You have so much untapped potential in you. So much. But you're going to be that desert flower, born to bloom unseen, to waste its sweetness upon the desert air, because you never had the courage and the confidence to dig in and bring out that greatness. I believe in you. I hope you start believing in you too. It's not selfish to work on yourself, so get to it. Speak to you soon. Thanks for listening.